Who doesn't love a hot hatch? Small, quick and loads of fun. It's one of the best ways to spend your money if you want to have a quick and extremely entertaining car. 10 or so years ago, VW launched the Polo GTI in India, and while the initial reception was a bit mixed for this car, it did leave the legacy of the GTI at a very high standard. After 10 years, the GTI badge has returned to India, and this time in the form of the big boy, the Mark 8.5 Golf GTI. And today we want to find out, does the new Golf GTI live up to the Polo GTI? And well, is the Golf GTI worth it? Are you tired of changing your PPF for every small little damage like this? Well, don't worry about it anymore, because Carsuit.in has gotten unlimited warranty PPF even if you get into an accident. Carsuit is one of the only PPF brands that I've heard of to give unlimited warranty on your PPF even if you get into an accident. Moreover, this isn't some sort of cheap low-grade PPF. It is proper aero-grade material used in jets and airplanes. They also have a wide range of colored PPF for extra pop. Carsuit doesn't only sell PPF, they have some amazing range of car care products. Stuff like this absolutely amazing car fragrance, which makes sure that your car stays fresh. So if you're looking for some amazing PPF and hassle-free warranty, Carsuit.in is the place to go. Now, most of you guys already know everything about the Polo GTI, but here's a quick overview. This is the two-door version that came into India. It comes with the Gen 3 1.8 TSI engine with the DQ200 gearbox, and it's based on the PQ platform. Let's head over to the Mark 8.5. The Mark 8.5 Golf GTI is based on the MQB platform, and this is one of the most versatile platforms or chassis that have ever come out. It's used for the Audi RS3, S3, Octavia VRS and a whole bunch of other cars. Coming to the GTI badge, well, it means basically that it's the performance variant of some of the best front-wheel drive cars that have ever been made. And the Golf GTI has a very long history, which is probably not enough for this particular video. Talking about other variants in the Golf lineup, you also have the Golf R, which is an all-wheel drive car, which is a little bit more spicier than this. But if you want to have pure raw fun, that's where the GTI comes in. Talking about the looks, the GTI has certain traits which even other Golfs, even the R for a matter of the fact, don't have. Stuff like if you come up to the front, the lights always have these red inserts, and with the new Mark 8.5, the red insert is now basically the full length of the front. With the Mark 8.5, which is basically the facelift of the Mark 8, the headlights have changed, the bumpers have changed. You get these 5 lights over here in the bumper, which look pretty cool if you ask me. Looks kind of like a checkered flag. The front end is subtle, especially in this black color, but once you move on to the side, you get these insane looking 5-spoke wheels. Now, I know a lot of people don't really like these diamond cut 5-spoke wheels. I'm not also a big fan of them, but I mean, they are what they are. And let's get one thing straight, the Mark 8.5 Golf GTI is not a small car. It's actually pretty big. It's basically an Octavia VRS without the boot. So even rear seat passenger space is pretty ample. Coming back to the rear, you have clear tail lights, which look really sick in my opinion. They have some cool animations and everything going on. And go down to the rear, you have dual exit exhaust and a little bit of a sporty bumper, and you have the GTI badge in the middle as well. Overall, it's a very low slung, hunkered down, very purposeful looking machine. Just like the chassis, the Golf GTI has one of the most versatile engines to ever come out of the VAG family. This over here is the E8888 2-liter TSI. You will find this engine in everything from EcoBox cars to performance cars like the Golf GTI to even SUVs. So this engine can do a whole bunch of different tasks without breaking a sweat. In terms of the Golf GTI, the engine will have a little bit of hardware and of course a lot of major software changes as well. So Over here, it makes 265 PS of power and 370 Newton meters of torque. It's mated to a 7-speed DQ381 DSG transmission which powers only the front wheels. But the thing is, the Golf GTI has a couple of limitations. The reason why we love the Octavia VRS, which is essentially the same car as the Golf GTI, is well because of the tuning potential. Now the Golf GTI does have incredible aftermarket support, basically the same as an Octavia VRS. The only problem is with the Mark 8.5, the ECU is locked, just like an M340i, M4, M5, whatever latest BMW is out there. So if you want to be pushing crazy amounts of power, well, you can't do it yet on the Mark 8.5. What a lot of people are doing are basically swapping in Mark 8 ECUs into the 8.5, and that's basically how they're tuning the cars. Is that worth it? Is that not worth it? Well, that's up to you. But I think so. We should shut the bonnet and hop inside. Hop in the interior, and the Golf GTI has a very special feeling interior. If you know your GTIs, you would know that there are certain character traits with the GTI in the interior as well. Stuff like the seats. These are sports seats with the tartan cloth in the middle. Even the Polo GTI has that, and it looks and feels absolutely stunning. The seat on the inside is Alcantara and on the outside it's still cloth. You get red stitching, the GTI badge in the middle stitched up, and you also get this amazing flat bottom steering wheel with the GTI badge over here in the middle as well. Mark 8 GTI owners had a lot of complaints for the touch capacitive buttons. VW listened to that, changed it, gave proper physical buttons. You also get new age technology, everything that you would want in the Golf GTI. Virtual cockpit up front, a massive infotainment touchscreen over here in the middle. Now, unfortunately, the Golf GTI in India only comes with the DSG transmission option. But if you are in Europe or in America, you can get a proper 6-speed manual, which must be absolutely amazing to drive. Apart from that, since this is the MQB platform car, super spacious, very well built. The material quality used is really nice. You have ample amounts of rear space as well. So I think it's enough talk. Let's head out for a drive. Before I drive the Golf GTI, I wanted to quickly drive the Polo GTI just to understand where VW left off with the GTI brand in India. The Polo GTI basically represents everything that you would want in a hot hatch. It's tiny, it has a massive 1.8 liter engine up front, and it's a whole lot of fun to drive. This particular car is stage 2 and it has a bunch of tasteful stuff done to it. AirTech intercooler, HG Motorsport, carbon fiber intake, it has a custom made downpipe, a stage 2 tune from Superchips, and a catback exhaust as well. Some really tasteful stuff done by the owner. And I have to say, a Polo is a Polo. I mean, I understand why Indians love this platform so much, and honestly, it's just timeless. And the way this thing drives is also super special. And those DSG shifts, everything about this driving experience, well, has now become old school, analog, and just pure fun. The Polo GTI was just the appetizer, but now it's time for the main course. I'm finally getting behind the wheel of the much awaited Mark 8.5 Golf GTI, and well, I have no idea what to expect, so let's see what the hype is all about. So finally driving the Golf GTI, and first and foremost, it's really sad that VW India didn't call us to the Golf GTI media drives, because well, if you're not going to call TDH for a Golf GTI drive, who are you going to call? Anyways, now that we've gotten the Golf GTI in our hands, I want to talk about it in a very brutal and honest way. One question that I've always had is, how different is the Golf GTI going to drive to something like even a VRS 245? Now, the VRS 245 is a sedan, this is a hatch, but the underpinnings are the same, the engine, gearbox, basically mechanically it's an identical twin to a VRS. Now, the VRS that we got in India, the previous VRS that we got in India, the 245, was also a CBU unit, and pretty expensive as well, I think so 45 lakhs. But it also had a 2-liter TSI DQ381 transmission, a VAQ diff, and all of that good stuff. So does the Golf drive any different? Let's find out. Let's click down a couple of gears. We'll pop it into sports. I have to say, this thing absolutely rips. It can do 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 5.9 seconds, and I just gave it the full beans. No wheel hop, no torque steer, nothing. It was dead straight, which is very impressive. Does it drive any different than a VRS 245? Not really. I mean, you'll have to drive both cars back to back, and again the difference will be super negligible. But the thing is, VW, Skoda and the VW family like to do incremental changes with their models. So the Golf GTI is marginally better to drive in certain areas than the outgoing cars. And you can feel that. Since I've driven so many cars of the MQB platform over the years, I can feel that small little difference. But if you don't really have that sort of experience and you're hopping into the Golf GTI for the first time, well, it's an amazing product. The interior is super nice, the suspension is so sophisticated, especially if you're taking the Polo GTI as the benchmark. The Golf GTI just drives so much better. The suspension is better, the steering is better, the engine is more powerful, the gearbox is more snappier, and it's just a better, well-rounded product. Is it worth the 60 lakh rupee price tag that Volkswagen are asking for it? I was having a conversation with the owner, and even he agrees that the 60 lakh rupee price tag that these guys are asking for the car is very, very steep. But the thing is, how often will VW India sell a Golf GTI in India? Well, I think so this is a once in a blue moon opportunity. And if you want to buy one of the greatest front wheel drive cars ever, then this is your opportunity, which is at 60 lakh rupees. So if you think about it like that, you can kind of justify it. But I mean, but here are some good takeaways. I think so VW know that people want pops and bangs, and you basically have a pops and bangs kind of tune from the factory. So if you just do a cheeky little downshift, okay, I couldn't hear it on this downshift, but, and the car is surprisingly loud, and the handling is epic for a front wheel drive car. Now let's do a couple of downshifts. अभी बराबर पॉप नहीं कर रहा है. I'm pretty sure you heard the pops and bangs in the GoPro footage, and the screen in front of you also is pretty sick. You have your boost pressure on the left, you have some other screens over here which can be customizable on the right, and a massive tack in the middle. Of course, everything is electronic, but I like electronic nowadays because, well, at least you have the option to do your own customization. All in all, the Golf GTI is an incredible product, and I'm very happy that I've gotten to drive a Golf GTI. I mean, definitely a bucket list kind of moment, and it's a really, really nice car to drive. The handling is exceptionally nice. I think so the handling is the main area where I can feel a difference between a VRS 245 and this Mark 8.5 Golf GTI. It just handles that much better. Like, it's super flat through the corners, and you basically have no understeer or torque steer whenever you get onto the gas, which is super surprising for such a powerful front wheel drive car. So yeah, I think so the biggest takeaway is that the Golf GTI handles amazing. Compared to the Polo GTI, I think so, well, the Golf is anyways one level above the Polo GTI. So it's going to drive better, it feels better, and I think so in terms of taking the legacy ahead, I think so this is a massive jump. This thing is one of the international icons in the motoring world, and it's finally in India. So yes, in terms of bringing the GTI legacy back to India, they've done an incredible job with this product. Some things that I would like to complain though, I mean, no electronic seats, which is pretty sad, and a couple of more features here and there. But if you're buying a car purely for the driving experience, the GTI ticks all of the right boxes. Thank you so much for watching this video. A big shout out to our friend Anthony for letting us drive both of his cars. This has been an incredible day. Subscribe to the channel for more such content, and I'll catch you in the next one.